Marketing Your Private Practice is a podcast where you'll learn easy to implement tips and strategies to grow your business without spending all day online. I'm your host, Kathy Colaiacovo, and I teach practitioners the Thrive marketing method to create simple and streamlined plans by focusing on long-term strategies, not just social media. Discover ways to spend less time on your marketing, attract more clients, and build the financial freedom that comes with a thriving practice. One where you have time left in your day for the people and things that matter to you. Hey, private practice heroes, it's Kathy Colaiacovo, and thanks for tuning in today because we're doing something a little different on the podcast. It's kind of a take on a blog writing workshop I used to do live at conferences. We're going to write an article, a real article for a real business that they could use on their blog or in their newsletter. So I've been doing a series of the podcast episodes on creating content and trying to help make it as easy as pie for you to create your own content so that you can have it stand out as something unique that you have done, that you have created. And recently I posted on Instagram as part of this episode today and asked people to submit some ideas they had for an article so I could show them how easy it was to write your own content for your marketing. Now, if you missed that call out, be sure to follow me at Pepper It Marketing so that when I do something like this again, you don't miss out on an opportunity like this. Because in the end, I had 3 folks send in their article ideas. And the premise of this all was I was going to choose one of the ideas and write an article live here on the podcast. So I do want to thank dietitian Ann Kent from Peas and Happiness and Allison Hunter from Stogren Premier Wellness Resources for also sending in their ideas. The submission I chose, however, came from Olivia Northrup. She's the practice manager for the Sports Medicine Clinic, which is part of the Arthritis and Injury Care Center. This is a privately owned and locally operated orthopedic company in Atlantic Canada. So you can find them on Instagram at Arthritis and Injury Care, and that's spelled out A-N-D. So I chose Olivia's article idea because I know a lot of practice owners out there work with referral partners and even work in collaboration with the health team for some clients. Often, dietitians I work with also work with the client's doctor, maybe their therapist too, in order to deliver the best care possible with everyone, knowing what's happening and going on with the client's treatment. And that's kind of what Olivia's idea was about. So I had a little bit of an inkling on some of the benefits of this because she literally gave me one sentence, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So what she said was her idea would be about the benefits of collaborative care in the private health sector. And so what this means is we're going to look at writing an article that probably is going to be speaking to both the clients of the center as well as referral and collaboration folks, because they may be also checking out their website if they're looking to refer clients to them or looking to work in collaboration with a client that they have. So, as I promised in my previous episode, 52, we're actually going to write this article today and create the meat of a blog or newsletter article that Olivia can use for her business. And really, one thing I want to say here is the article we create here, it really should become both a blog or a newsletter article. And the reason I say this is because when you're creating an article, and if you've been listening to me for a while, you know that I really preach on this. Don't waste your marketing content. If you're going to write one article, use it in more than one place. So when you write an article, it's great if it goes out as an email and a newsletter, but also put it on your website as a blog. So that's what we're going to do today is write an article for the Arthritis and Injury Care Center based on the idea of the benefits of collaborative care in the private health sector. So I'm going to show you how easy it can be to write an article like this, even with me having very limited of an idea to go on, just one sentence, and not knowing anything about the business itself, but guessing from what I found on their website. So let's dive right in and you'll be able to follow along as I come up with this article for Olivia and the center that she works at. Now, as we do this, you'll want to recall the lessons from episode 52, which is the one about the 7 critical elements to help your marketing stand out from the crowd. In that episode, I shared 7 strategic elements every article needs. And the reason I want you to know these elements is so that as you're writing and creating your content, you're thinking about these 7 elements as you merge your idea with the actual content you're creating. So you want to keep these in mind, and that's what we're going to do today as I walk through this article idea and putting the content together. As a reminder for you all, the 7 elements that we want to think about are the title of the article, the subtitle, the intro to the article, the main content and the lesson that you're putting together, internal links to other articles you might have or pages on your website, a recap of the lesson, and then your call to action for next steps. Now, for the title here, we probably have a bit of an idea from what Olivia gave me, which was the benefits of collaborative care in the private health sector. So I know we're thinking about the benefits people get from this collaboration, and the benefits need to speak, number one, to their ideal client and the problems they're having. But the benefits of this article should also make sense for referral partners too, the people that they might be working in collaboration with. So for now, we're thinking simply about writing about some of the benefits of collaborative care in the private health sector. Now, one thing I mentioned last week was the final title often comes into play as an actual idea once the content is written. And the same really goes for element number 2, which is the subtitle. And the intro too. I often find when I'm putting content together, when I'm writing articles, I go to the main content of the lesson first, and then I go back to the title, the subtitle, and the intro. Because I just find it a lot easier to make those final important elements, the titles and the intro, once you have the actual content put together. So the other thing that I'm thinking about here as we're doing this, so we're going to leave the first 3 elements alone as we flesh out the actual meat of the article. The other thing that makes it a lot easier for me is to think of the type of article I want to create. So because the idea given was some benefits, I'm going to probably make a list type of article, meaning there's going to be a list of XX amount of benefits in the article. And this type of article is one of the 40 types of article and blog post ideas I shared with you recently that you can also get on the show notes for episode 52. And you'll find that at marketingyourprivatepractice.com/52. So we have an image there that has some of these article ideas. So as I'm thinking about this and the content, I'm going to really be thinking about a list of something. And often with me, to make it easy as pie, I will start with 3 items in a list. You don't want 2 or 1, so it's hard to have a list article when you only have 1 or 2 items. So I always like to go with number 3 at a minimum. And I find 3 is something that's just easier to get going, especially when this is new to you. So we're looking at having some numbers in a list type of article. So 3 is the minimum I like to look at. So we're going to go with 3 benefits. So the goal here is to share with folks 3 benefits to collaborative care in the private health sector. Now, if I'm on track with what Olivia gave me as the idea for article, we're really looking to have benefits that might make sense to both the clients they treat and the partners they work with. So I'm going to list out some of the top benefits and just kind of kick off some content generation. So here is where you would probably just sort of lay out these 3 benefits that you think are the top ones that would work best and would be the ideal ones to use in your article. Now, before I start giving you ideas here, I'm going to share my disclaimer. This is not my specialty. Surprise, surprise, I am not a sport injury specialist. But I'm giving you some samples and ideas, and I want you to remember they're samples and ideas only. But they actually might sound awesome because I'm going to channel as best I can my private practitioner brain, which is filled with tons of info from working for 15 years with over 300 practice owners one-on-one. And I've worked with others even more in my marketing training programs. So I'm really going to do my best to channel my expertise as a sport injury specialist and a private practice owner here. So the thing that we want to do is we know we want some benefits and we've decided on 3 as the number we want. So we think about the top benefits. So if this was you doing this for your own business, you would kind of probably list out maybe 3 to 5 or 3 to 7, and you pick the top ones. So I'm just going to pick 3 because it's, as I mentioned, it's easier for me. So I think one of the top things is when people work together in a collaboration. So a team approach, the doctors, the clinicians, the therapists, the physio people, the sport injury people, whoever you're working with. When you work like that, to me, it seems like that the client care is much more improved than it is with just one-on-one to one practitioner. So we could look at something like the top benefit as being improved overall client care and results. And the client is really the one everyone's trying to help here. So this top benefit should really be the number one benefit for the client. So you want to lead with some information about how collaborative care will help them in a deeper way than if they're working with each person on their team in a silo. So a benefit like this might read something like, when your healthcare team works in collaboration with all of those involved in your treatment, as the client, you're receiving top-notch and thorough care. The collaboration means everyone works together with an approach to your overall health, the overall health of the client, and well-being, which helps the client heal and often heal better and faster. Clients will feel and know that everyone is on their side working toward a common goal, which is helping them. An entire team addressing all the aspects of clients' health can lead to faster recovery times, better health outcomes, and improved client satisfaction. So that just gives you a few sentences, a few lines on how the first benefit is all about improving the overall client care that they experience and the results. So let's look at benefit 2. A second one that I would probably think is really good for something like this is increasing or improving your practice efficiency and the efficacy of what you're doing for your clients. So we could call benefit number 2, increased practice efficiency and efficacy. So we're talking about things that are good for the business and good for the clients. So you could use words something like, a collaborative care approach means the practitioners involved are also improving their own operational efficiencies and working more effectively with clients. If they know one of the other partners has taken, XXX approach with the client, then they won't waste their time if it didn't work for them and they have the note on the fact that this didn't work. They add on to what's already been done and they'll know how to better help the client because they know what's been happening with the other people that are also working with the client. So you could say something like, this type of coordination allows the practitioners to deliver higher quality care more consistently. This ultimately enhances the clinic's reputation for thorough, effective treatment of their clients. And it's not just about having a reputation, it's really happening. Clients are getting more effective treatment. So you could use something like that as your benefit number 2. A third benefit might be one that speaks to happy clients and long-term clients, because happy clients is good for the clients and long-term clients is good for the business or the practice. So let's consider the idea of, thinking about loyal clients and raving fans as people that are working with you. So you could call the third benefit something like, increased trust leads to increased client retention. And you could say some words like something to the effect of, when the entire team takes a collaborative care approach, our clients will notice the difference. And this builds their trust in the entire health team. Often, this is a new thing for clients, your various healthcare practitioners connecting with one another to share treatment plans. But when this happens, clients really see and know that everyone involved has their best interest at heart, and they will develop a stronger sense of trust and loyalty to the practice. This results in higher client retention rates, which is beneficial for the longevity and success of the practice as well. So that would be something that you could do there. Now, I will let you know, as I'm telling you all this, I did take the idea that Olivia gave me, and I just kind of thought about it and thought about some of the things that I've worked with my own clients and just knowing and understanding the industry and what everybody's looking for. And I did write up these words and put them together. Again, I don't think they're exactly accurate. And as I'm reading out what I wrote earlier, I definitely see that, you'd have to change some of the tense of how we speak about the client in each one. But the idea is you've got 3 benefits that you can look at as something that would help the clients understand why this collaborative care approach works so well, and how other practice owners can see the benefit, because this could be something that you send your referral partners to read and understand about how you work with your clients and with other partners as well. Because most practitioners that I know that are working with referral partners, you have to work a little bit at those relationships and build them so that people trust, having the back and forth and trusting each other with each other's clients. That's a really big deal for some people, is sharing a client, because you know how you work. You want to make sure how the other person works. So this is why you want to speak to both sides of this. And probably thinking about it, one of the things you could probably add another benefit too, developing those deeper relationships with other treatment providers. This almost always helps you develop and build a referral network. Honestly, something like that, I've had it happen with some clients that it will rival even some of the best business networking groups out there, just by having people that you refer to and you refer back and forth, because you can work in collaboration with different clients. Sometimes, and I've seen it happen this year alone with my Thrive Marketing Academy members, we've got people in there that have had some really good referral business coming in this year because they're working on that relationship. It's actually part of what we talk about in our group coaching calls. And it's actually a new module I'll be building for the business in the coming year for the program, because we've just spent so much time talking about referral partners and business and how important it is. A lot of practices that focus on networking and developing these kind of relationships really find them thriving from the cross referrals that begin to follow. So that could be a 4th benefit that you could talk about in an article like this. Another one that I was thinking about too, as I was going through the ideas here, is often as a practitioner, I would think that you're probably learning some other ways of working with your clients, or you're learning more things that you can do to help your clients when you're working with the other healthcare professionals. So you're building the trust in the relationships, but you're often really developing some ideas and some, experiencing some mutual learning and best practice sharing. So sometimes you end up delivering your treatment in a different way, in a more thorough way, because of the expanded knowledge you get. And that just becomes another win for the client. So there's easily 2 more that you could add to this list of 3 and put in there. But now that we have like the top 3 benefits out there, possibly 5, if you want to put those in, this all becomes number 4, which is the main lesson and the content that you wanted to share. So as you create this, then the thing you want to think about is element number 5. That is the one that we talk about adding some internal links in there. And what that really means is, if you, in creating this content, think of another page on your website or another article you may have as a blog post, or anything on your website you can refer people to, sending them to another spot on your website for more info is called adding an internal link to the content. If it fits, and you can do it naturally, you should consider adding in a link, maybe even 2. And you see me do this all the time, referring to previous podcasts or other blogs that I've written. Those links, when you put them in the article on your website in a blog post, they help people stay on your website longer, which is something search engines want to see. They want to see you go to a page on a website, stay there, read, consume whatever's there, and then visit another page on the website. And then maybe you even go to another page on the website. All this does is send a message to the search engines that it's really good content, because people are staying on that website longer. So if you can add in any of these links to other pieces of information you have on your website, definitely add them in. It's element number 5, internal links. But don't add them in if you have to force it in some odd way that will detract from your lesson. So in here, I didn't really know about this. So Olivia, I don't have one for your particular article, but you maybe something as you can take the content here. I'm going to put it on the show notes page, and you can take that content and customize it for yourself, Olivia. And that's only for Olivia, everybody, at the Arthritis Injury Care Center. So I'm not telling everybody to go take this article and use it as their own. You can definitely go look at it and see if, just seeing it in action and written as an article can help you think through what we've gone through here in the lesson here. So definitely, for Olivia, you can take it and customize it as you want. That was kind of the deal when I put the call to action out there for people to send me their ideas. So the next element, so that was element number 5, the internal links. The next one up is a recap of the lesson. So this is where you want to stress to the reader how the content and the lesson that you shared can help them. You want to encourage them to take action from it. So this case, for this particular article, you'll probably want to do it from both perspectives, from the client and the referral partner. So for one like this, I'd probably say something like, those are the top 3 benefits of incorporating a collaborative care approach into our work with clients. This approach helps our clients heal on a deeper level, builds their trust in what we're doing and how we're helping them, and creates long-term and loyal clients. As a practice owner, this kind of approach will also help you grow your own business as well as your network of other practitioners to ensure you continue to deliver the best service possible to your clients. And as a client, you'll know you're in good hands because you have many capable hands all looking to help you see the best results possible with your own health. So this kind of recap in the way that I've worded it here lets people know, one, if you're a practice owner, that, there's business benefits to doing this kind of approach with others. And as a client, you kind of understand that if the person you're working with doesn't do this kind of approach, you might want to ask about it, or you might want to find a company like the one whose article you just read that talks about exactly how they work this way with their clients. So that's why I kind of worded it that way. So the last element we want to include in here is number 7, a call to action. So in this case, again, there might be 2, one for each type of reader. The next part of the CTA would read something like this. If you're a practice owner with clients who are looking for added support to heal their sports injuries and want to work with a team who will collaborate with you and your clients, please reach out to our office manager to get started and talk about our services and how we can help one another. And then you'd have a link to wherever they would go to reach out to that person. So again, some of the wording in all of this will need to be edited to make sense for each specific business. So for Olivia, you'll have to do some changes to what this final content that I'm going to give you is. But I think you all get the idea here, is that we kind of finish off with a recap and then give them some calls to action of what to do next and how to get the help that they might be looking for. So those are elements 4 to 7 that we have in here, but we still need to finalize the title and the subtitle. So having the content already written for elements 4 to 7 makes it easier to back up and think about the intro, which is, what is the why for the reader? Why should they read the article? So this is element number 3 that we want to think about here. You want to put some words together, not a lot, a sentence, maybe 2, that helps people know if they read this article, they will learn XXX. So in this case, the intro could read something like, discover that there are benefits that affect both the client and the business owner when a healthcare team works collaboratively with each other. Read on to understand how clients can transform the results they experience to improve their health and understand the benefits that happen when you work in a collaborative care approach with your entire health team. So that would make the intro for us here, which is element number 3. Then we want to decide on the title and the subtitle. So in this case, I'd probably go with a title something like 3 Powerful Benefits of Collaborative Care for Sports Injury Clients. Again, that might need to get adjusted for specific keywords there for what you're looking for, Olivia, but you get the idea here. This makes it open a little bit to fit both parties as well, depending on who's reading the content. Ultimately, you want to aim for a title that is under 70 characters. You can go 80, but try to keep it short and sweet, and it should have some keywords in it. So this one does. 3 Powerful Benefits of Collaborative Care for Sports Injury Clients. Okay? That's our element number 1, our title. Element number 2 is the subtitle. A lot of times you use this more so in a blog post than a newsletter, but you're better off to create it in the moment when you'll have it ready when you need it later on. So sometimes I actually use these subtitles as subheadlines in my newsletters too. So a good one for this one would probably be something like the impact of collaborative care models on our clients' health and our practices is deeper than most people realize. So it's a good subtitle and it's good to have some keywords in it too. Subtitles act as kind of a support role to the title to encourage people to keep reading, and then they get to the intro. So there you have it. Those are the 7 elements. And we just wrote an article for Olivia at the Arthritis and Injury Care Center here in Atlantic, Canada. It ended up being, once I put it together and took it all out of my notes here, it ended up being 614 words. And I really will put the entire written article on the show notes page for this episode. And you can find that at marketingyourprivatepractice.com/53. There will be a link to it under whatever podcast player app you're listening to as well. So to give you a flow of this, I just want to kind of review and cover over a couple things here so I can highlight the 7 elements in order because we put them together kind of backwards. So the title is 3 Powerful Benefits of Collaborative Care for Sports Injury Clients. Our subtitle is The Impact of Collaborative Care Models on Our Clients' Health and Our Practices is Deeper Than Most People Realize. The intro says, there are benefits that affect both the client and business owner when the healthcare team for a client works collaboratively. However, many clients and practice owners don't realize what can happen when you work in this collaborative care approach with the entire health team. And then it moves into the content. Today, we're going to cover the top 3 benefits of a collaborative care approach that includes the client's entire health team. And here are the top 3 benefits of a collaborative care model. And then we'll go into number 1, improved overall client care and results. And we'll have the words that we talked about there. Number 2, increased practice efficiency and efficacy, and have the information that goes with that. Number 3, increased trust leads to increased client retention. And we have the information on that. Then we have a recap. Those are the top 3 benefits of incorporating a collaborative care approach into your work with clients. And for clients looking to work with practice owners that have this kind of approach, as the client, you'll see those benefits as well. And then we have a little kind of a blurb there that talks about a few different things. Then you want to have your call to action. So you could have something like, as a client working with a team who takes a collaborative approach to your health, you know you are in good hands with many capable hands, all looking to help you see the best results possible with your health. If you're a client looking to work with, blah, 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 we had that call to action before, click here and book a call. If you're a practice owner who needs added support to help your clients who have sports injuries and you want to work with a team, blah, 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 click here to reach out. And that would be the end of the article. Just over 600 words. It will need some specifics on the type of practice and the exact clients you help. So Olivia, if you're listening here, you can definitely go in and fix all of that. I wasn't quite sure on that, so I kind of went with generic sports injury. So definitely, Olivia, you'll want to add that kind of info into the final version you use. And yes, this is a gift to you and your business. Feel free to take that end result, Olivia, and make it into an article that you use on your business website. And as I mentioned to everybody, you can go see the whole article. I'm going to take it, write it up in actual format as it would go on a blog or in an email, and put it on the show notes page too. So your action steps from this lesson today, I want you to think about how I took that one sentence, that one idea from Olivia, and turned it into a list type of article by focusing just on 3 benefits. We filled in the meat of the article. We added the other elements, and voila, you have an effective and keyword-rich article that helps your target market, your ideal client. And once you publish that on your website as a blog, it can also help boost your search engine visibility. This is how content marketing helps your practice get more traffic, more leads, and ultimately more clients. So take the time to review the past few podcast episodes. We've been working on writing content, doing marketing, talking about ideas for articles and stuff in episodes 50, 51, 52, and today's episode. So definitely go through them all and then try putting one of your own articles together. Now, I did mention a few times that you do format the article a little differently when you post it as a blog than when you use it in an email. And that's what we're going to cover on the next episode next week. So be sure to hit follow on your podcast app so you get notified when that episode is live. Now, if you're not sure if you've got an effective article once you've tried this, well, why not get a second set of eyes on it and let me give you a free live marketing review. You can book one of these reviews with me and we'll go over your article and I'll share any tips I have on how you can improve the content that you created and make it as effective as possible for your business or practice. So definitely check the show notes for the link to book your free marketing review. And that's it for today. Happy writing. And remember, to thrive in practice means having marketing content that speaks to your ideal client and helps them. And it also speaks to the search engines too. And you can write that kind of content that does both of these things. I believe in you. Truly, I do. And I'll see you next time. You can find all of our show notes and resources mentioned at marketingyourprivatepractice.com. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at pepperitmarketing and say hi. I'd love to hear any feedback you have, and make sure to rate and review the podcast and hit subscribe on your favorite player so you don't miss any future episodes.